Hi everybody. How's everybody doing today? So, quick update on my last video. I had the opportunity to calm down a bit, and I asked the other roommates, just casually, how long have you lived here, and do you like living here? And the answers were 1 to 4 years, and all good. So, but I do notice that they keep in their rooms all the time as well. So, I think there's probably a combination of things. First of all, moving is extremely stressful. I'm sensitive, and she's controlling, so the combination of the three was what sent me into a terrible flight mode, fearing the absolute worst. But after a few more interactions, I think for the time being it's manageable, but it's definitely not a permanent. And by permanent, when I say permanent, speaking in California terms, so a year, a typical lease. But I know that moving is something that I'm going to have to think about again soon. So with that, I became a little bit more relaxed, settled in, and over the next week and a half, just relaxing, like I said, and getting into the swing of things, commuting to my new job and such like that. Organizing so that I can function in this much smaller space than I was anticipating. So as soon as things get good in one area, I always feel like the other shoe is going to drop, and then I shoo it away. Or, I have more tools these days, of course, and just like with the situation with my landlord, I think I was able to really walk through consciously all of my states of flight, fear and flight, and all those trauma responses, and separate them from what was really happening, and decide if it's really that bad. And I think that's part of recovery. Also being able to recognize that not everybody out there is a narcissist, although there are a lot. So anyway, things got better on that front, and then the other day at work, I won't get into the long spiel, but suffice it to say, I had to have a meeting with the owners of the restaurant where I work because of an ongoing, not really ongoing, it is ongoing attitude issue with one of the young guys that works there. Now, there's only 3 servers at this restaurant, me and the 2 other people, and we just share all of the shifts throughout the week. And this kid that used to work there just picks up and fills in, as even a busser from time to time. But he used to be a server, and now they're bringing him back on as a server because we're losing a couple of people. And he's just too young to pour drinks. So we have to pick up the slack in a lot of ways, and I'll just keep the story short. Despite having the support of the chef advocating for me and saying this person is the most experienced person that we have, everybody loves her, the customers love her, I ring the most, they just didn't seem to care and seemed to want to gaslight me a little bit, felt like, well, why does he treat you that way? We really need to get to the bottom, instead of accepting that his behavior is unacceptable, that his standards have been, are not up to par, and that's witnessed by other people, including the chef, which is the most important person in the restaurant other than the owners. So despite having that support, I just ended up leaving there feeling that my job was at risk, and I think legitimately, without accepting the full paranoia that I went into today, that's a very real possibility, because they just made mention to, well, your review would be coming up, and just something that, whatever it was that they said left me with the impression that I was replaceable. And they did take away an extra shift that they had already asked me to take, in the context of telling me that they were interviewing people to replace the people that were leaving, and that we would be working the schedules out. So there's a lot of other details in there, but I've never said anything nasty to this kid. He just doesn't like having someone come in who has more experience than him, and the chef said that he was probably threatened by me or intimidated or something like that. So here I am, back to looking for work again. I can write it out, but it's difficult in a small place like that, and the vibe is, anyway, we'll see how it goes this weekend, but I'm already looking to do things that are completely different. I don't always work in a restaurant. I've just been doing this to kind of make ends meet, because I totaled my car recently, which facilitated the loss of a job. I think I mentioned that in another video, but what I'm thinking about doing is driving for Lyft. And they have a car program. So I'll have to give up my day job. And I'm probably going to have to replace the night job, the restaurant job, anyway, because it looks unstable. And in the midst of all that, I have a few days off to kind of work on my resume and all of that. I saw a fraudulent review that someone who didn't like me because I had placed a legitimate bad review on their company website. This person made a fraudulent review about an event that I did not book with them, and it's in a public place, and it's in a reference point that I use to reinforce my resume in the service industry for what I do. So that sent me into further absolute paranoia today, and that's just kind of where I've been. So just 2 days ago, wanted to make a video about how well I'm recovering and how my ability to be able to separate my own emotions and my own high anxiety levels about moving and settling into a new place that's not exactly perfect, and being able to get to a point where I'm not being emotionally charged by it. And I don't think I'm gonna have any more major issues with the landlord. I just have to deal with her quirks, and I just have to be on the move again in short order. Finding my own place is of the utmost importance, so I'll be working on that. So I just find myself again looking for housing eventually. I just can't take it all on at once. I can't do it today. I don't want to be put in a crunch position, which was my fear. And so now that I realize that I'm not in a time crunch, that I'm going to have to move again immediately, I think I can relax and just be comfortable here. But I'm just tired. tired. As much as I felt recovered 2 days ago, today I just feel again very paranoid and just disappointed that even when you do a really good job, that you can still be a target, and that someone can tell lies about you and slander you. And I just had, bang, 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 a bunch of experiences right in a row. Looking forward to a sunny day. Looking forward to change. I feel strongly that a car will make all the world's difference in my life. I haven't had one for 3 months now. And it'll assist me in getting out there and getting enough sun. Working from home during the day is certainly not helping my mood. I think I'm really sensitive to that. And getting out there and connecting with people. Short, little, tiny, self-contained relationships with random people sounds like a whole lot more fun than having to put on fakey smile for people that don't want me there. Anyway, sorry for the short video.